Say we be cultural staff. We don't know the meaning of cultural staff. We don't know the meaning of step down.
Okay, why are you feeling here today?
The reason why we are here, the members wish the management, the way they used to maltreat us, is too much. We are not slaves. Can you imagine? We can't work. Even I'm here now, more than 4 years. They don't staff us. Then they will assign us to a place as a pilot now. Can you see me on uniform? Maybe when they send us to an errand, on our way going, they will not give you anything like money to hold. They will be the one to tell you not to hold anything spanner. But at the end of it, maybe the vehicle eventually breaks down on the way. They will want you to sleep inside. There was a day they sent me to Okpila. On my way coming back, the vehicle break down. As it break down, and I called the project manager. After calling him, that the vehicle got spoiled. So no money for me to even recharge my card. And it was night, a kidnapper dent. So I now bought an ordinary private motor down to Benin. I arrived Benin 10 o'clock. So reaching Benin, I got home late. So the next day, and I said we should go and recover the motor. Before reaching there, they have drenched the diesel. So this woman now called on us. He surcharged me. He now also sent me home, calling me thief. I am no money, nothing whatsoever. So most time, our governor is trying. Our governor paid as when due. So when our governor now pay, this woman will not put the money into service accounts. Then it will not let the other months involve before it will not come and pay us. But this one now, we don't wise. So now, for good 3 months now, we have never earned our salary. And he was surcharging us, driving us anyhow. So our major problem now, we want the governor to know our feelings. We are dying in pain. We have never did this before. So we want, all we need from our governor now, we want it to urge him. He should staff us. We need total staff. Then he should call the MD to notice, to come and explain the meaning of step down and surcharge. Can you imagine? We drive all day to night. We don't earn any salary. We don't even take anything home. Even Tuke driver will be stoning us with pure water. He turned us to beggar. You understand? They use swipe cards. You understand me now? So the thing, we are even all the time, I and my wife, we are quarreling every day. We even drive ourselves to National Industrial Court. No salary. Those who is paying this thing, nothing. So now, what we are trying to say, we want to see the governor so that we can explain to him. He should please help us. He have tried for us during that COVID-19. He paid all throughout. But this woman, we are even surcharging us, surcharging for 5,000 naira out of our salary. So that is all.
Among those things that are actually bothering me, in every transport company, you have what is called a non-accident bonus. It is only in ECTS I can see that even drivers initially said he was going to be paying us 5,000 naira as non-accident bonus. After paying first month, second month, the third month, since about 10 years now, we've not got anything like that. But when a driver will have an accident, the driver will be made to repair that very vehicle and go on step down and lose salary for that very period. At least, in fact, we cannot understand. We are suffering. We are dying in the hands of this very woman. In fact, for who play with a small child is the same person that falls the small child. But our own case is not like that. Even a radiator, when the radiator of vehicle that the driver will use, because of the bad road, that the driver will be made to pay for the radiator. And at the same time, you go and step down for about 3 months, and at the same time, he will be made to pay for it after the step down. Within the period, he will not be paid anything. So we want to beg the governor. He should come and rescue us from the hands of this very woman. Most especially, he should give us our non-accident bonus. You cannot beat a child and you ask him not to cry. Now, you said you were not going to pay us non-accident bonus, but when the driver will have an accident, whether right or wrong, the driver will be made to pay for it.
Armed robber on my way coming to work. Armed robber caught here. Nothing. They still owe me salary. Somebody was just there for good 13 years. They earn government salary. 50. Other people particularly go back. First one, let me go back. Go and pack your vehicle and use your leg. Go back.
For good 9 years, nothing to show. I don't feel bad bicycle. I don't feel do anything. I get more than cannot go back to roll ourselves. Our 5,000 on accidental bonus for 9 years now. I don't see.
We are here based on a protest earlier on today by some members of your staff. They were at the government house gates and they accused the management of not treating them well. First, they said their salaries at times are not paid regularly. Some entitlements which they ought to get as drivers, particularly those that travel outside the city and probably the state, and they don't get it, then at the slightest offense they commit or defaulting on their part, their salaries are surcharged. Then a lot of them also said they've been with the company for so long, they are not yet proper staff. How do you react to these allegations?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak on the issue that I was raising. First and foremost, let me say that ECTS was on shutdown from April to September. And that meant we were not working. And usually we pay our salaries. With that development, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I did a memo to the governor. He magnanimously approved that they be paid. So from April to September, seated at home, they were paid their salaries. So I think it would be ridiculous for them to be talking about salary in December. October, they have been paid. November, I just resumed this morning. But the AGMA that acted and the accountant explained that they had technical issues last week, so they were not able to pay. This morning, they are being paid. So the issue of salary does not arise. Entitlement, when they travel, they are paid, even as little as if they have to do hire within town, because they are on shift. They don't work full time, they are on shift. So even when they need to do hire that covers more than their shift, they are paid allowances. This can be confirmed. Their entitlements are being paid to them. The issue of their manner of employment was a board policy when the intra-city Comrie bus commenced in October of 2000. And even, they may say they've been on 10 years, but they will confirm that their salaries, they enjoy increments every 2 years. Their leave bonuses are paid. When there's a loss amongst them, burial benefits accruable to others are paid to them. When the even benefits are paid to their family. A driver should drive carefully. So if the organization decides that when a driver has an accident, he should park the vehicle, have no disciplinary action against him, that driver, that company is only waiting for just few, the company won't have survived these 10 years. So the driver has to be responsible. When he's careless, then he's surcharged. Where the fault is not his own, he cannot be surcharged. So they have to go through a report, they have to go through a process, and we confirm that they were actually careless in their driving, then they are surcharged. It is normal transport policy in any transport organization. I want to say that the issue is not all about salary or any of these things they've spoken about, because many of the people that are there leading the protest are on indefinite suspension without pay. They are interstate drivers that have stirred up their colleagues, because amongst those on indefinite suspension is the senior driver, is the assistant senior driver. They've only stirred up their colleagues. Why? In August, I discovered that the transport manager of the organization, with the knowledge of the chief security officer, co-opted some drivers, outstation staff, and started running a parallel transport company within ECTS. When I found that out, when the report came to me, we did a preliminary investigation and confirmed the report. Based on that, they were issued queries and they were placed on indefinite suspension without pay. There has been a lot of pressure on me to recall them. But when I explain the circumstances of their suspension, people are forced to withdraw because they realize that this is a criminal act of gross misconduct. You can't be using the company's premises to run your personal business. As I'm speaking, the drivers, they are still running that transport company, but now in the park across the street. So there's no remorse. To recall them is to make them continue with that. And if they do that, then the sustainability of this company is at risk. So I stood my ground and said, no, we are not going to recall them. They are the ones that have stirred up other staff to go on the protest, thinking that if they remove me from office, then they can continue their fraudulent activities in the ECTS. But I refuse to be embarrassed by what they are doing, because it doesn't make sense. You were seated at home from April to September, you were paid. November, just 1 week delay in payment of salary. You decide that you should protest here, or a government house, cause a lot of confusion, not offer services to the good people of Edo State, and I just resumed today. So no courtesy to wait for me to resume and come with these grievances you say they have. They have not come to me to say, our entitlement. For us to have, you can't just go on a protest when you have not even engaged management. I resume today. So it is not all about what they have said. It's about the fact that there's a disciplinary process going on against the staff that have decided to run a parallel transport company within the organization.
Thank you so much, ma'am.